And just breathe. And 30 seconds to focus. We should be talking. Okay, so again, we do start. Once we start doing that many things, the next class, we do see them again. So you can assess how you're doing. One of the things I thought was interesting from the student survey before Christmas was the idea that we don't receive feedback quickly enough. And so one of the things I want to kind of clue you in on and make you aware of is when we do go over questions, right, you answer. And then we go over the answer, and you get to see if you're right or wrong. That is feedback. At least that tells you how things are going. That's it. Okay. I only have this one, so you can ask somebody borrow, Bell borrow writing. All right. So can you see an object in complete darkness, Isabel? No. Julia, what do you think allows you to see an object? Light, yeah. Does an object need to make its own light to be seen from us? No. No, it doesn't. Where do you think seeing happens in the object, the eye, or somewhere else? Martine. The object, the eye, or somewhere else? Number 4, where do you think seeing happens? In the object, the eye, or somewhere else? The eye, yeah. You can also write down the brain. Okay, you can also write down the brain. One of those would be fine. What's up? Joe? Tomas, Vicente, how can I help? What? How can I help? I was asking for what about now we just wait till break, right? That'd be a good time to do that. All right, so empathetic. So how can we show empathy? Remember, empathy is like thinking about other people, trying to figure out what their situation's like, rooting for them to do well. Humans are not born empathetic. Right? A baby does not have empathy. You can't do it. Like a 2-year-old, no. 4-year-old, probably not. As we get older, we have the ability, the capabilities to learn how to be empathetic. But some of us can still not be. I know adults who I'm like, wow, that person has almost no empathy for other people. Right? So it doesn't mean we all learn it. Okay, but it is something that we should be able to learn. Okay, so thinking about that, what can you do to be more empathetic with people? Sometimes friends have problems, or maybe there's a person that's being treated poorly. Maybe you're not doing it, but you know it's happening. Right? To be empathetic would be looking at that person and go, man, that's rough. Like, I wouldn't want to go through that. That's one step, and then doing something about it takes courage, right? To actually stand up and say stop. Right? That's a courageous thing to do. So empathy, that first step is like at least acknowledging that person is struggling and doesn't necessarily deserve to be bothered. I mean, none of us deserve that. So, yeah. Today, Lorenzo, you missed this. We do have a page in our notebook where we're going to make our models and revise them. So that's the only work that goes on that page. Okay, is model work. Everything else goes on your session page. Okay, the normal page that we're kind of used to. Right, we're at 3.6. So we're fine.
I need what page? That be blank. 3.
4 models, yeah.
3.
Okay. We're in 3.6. Here's the goal today. I can revise my seeing model using new evidence. So we made a model last session. This session we will try and learn a rule about it and make some revisions. Remember, models can be updated, models can change. It's just what we think right now. And we'll be sure we learn some new evidence. So remember to paraphrase goal in your notebook. All right, so success today, doing these things, right? That's the expectations. You do all of this stuff. We're going to be writing claims today about whether light did something or not. We're going to supply evidence. That's just based on what we observed. We're going to revise or possibly create a new model depending on what you did. And we're using arrows and again, labeling our mini thing confidence. Okay, not necessarily getting them right. That's not the expectation, but thinking about how we feel about our answers, that is. Another new thing we're doing is we're just adding vocabulary and coming up with our own definition. We will very firmly define these in cycle 2, but for now, what do you think light source means? What do you think I means? And then we answer these questions. And yes, the first question is repeated. It might mean that it's important. So can you see an object in complete darkness? What must happen for you to see an object? If your eyes stay in the same place but light is blocked, can you still see the object? Why or why not? Where does light need to go for seeing to happen? And which station from yesterday or the 2 days ago best supports your thinking? So thinking about the different stations that we have. Okay. What supports your thinking about light? It's okay if we don't get the correct definition for these words, but we should put something together. Something that makes sense. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they're words. Like ray or beam, something like that. Like a sunbeam, light beam. What?
If your experience in visible light is blocked,
Can
I still see the object?
Is the light?
So here I am, here's this object, something passes in front of it, can I still see it?
The light.
But light is blocked, yeah, from my eyes. Right now, is my hand blocking the light that's reflecting?
Is the light what name is that?
The light versus dark station. You're trying to answer all the questions, defining the words. We still trying, not necessarily supposed to know. And then your definitions for light source and light. We don't have to write down the question, but we should. That was like a clock. Yeah. You can try. Make your attention of what you should pay attention to. I need more seconds and we'll move on. Remember to define light source and eye. One more minute. People are working, you are working, thinking by talking. Alright, so I'm going to do a very short demonstration, so you're going to have to turn your body so you can look back here. If we look back at the light versus dark box, okay, I'm going to do 2 observations. Your job is to just pay attention and see what is the same, what stays the same, and what changes. So here I am looking through the box. And I'm looking through it now. I'll show it one more time. This is the first. This is the second. I know we're missing a bunch of people. Trying to find maybe better how mean and Mariana as well. Let's see, Vicente and Tomas. I'll check in with you. What do you think is the same about those 2 things I did? What's different? Talk to each other real quick. No. Let's check. Alright, 3, 2, 1, 0. We got what's one thing that stayed the same between those 2?
The same, like the object is still there.
The eraser. The eraser's still there. The eraser doesn't change. Benjamin, what's another thing that didn't change between those 2 things?
That one you can see, and then the other.
But what didn't change? So one, the eraser didn't change, didn't move that.
That the eraser was still there.
Okay, but something other, because that's something else that the eraser, something else that didn't change between the 2 things?
Like when you put on
What's not changing? The eraser's not changing. What else?
the bolts.
What else?
The bolts.
Okay, the box doesn't change, Vicente?
Like for you see the eraser, like yes, like when you put
Clipboard?
the clipboard, you can see the.
Okay, so that's the big change. I put a clipboard on top and I blocked the light. What's something else that didn't change? The light. I didn't do anything with the light, right? Didn't move, didn't turn it on off. Yeah.
The shape of the bolt.
The shape of the box. There's one other thing that didn't change. If you can.
Where you see.
The window didn't change. Yeah.
The
My perspective. Excellent. Okay. Where I was standing didn't change. Okay, so my eye where it was did not change. Okay. All right. So this leads us to our first rule. All right. So this is one of those laws, right? Like we've done enough science in the world to know that this is absolutely true. Could it ever change? It could, right? Everything that we think is absolutely true, that means all the evidence we have points to this, but could something change in the future? Sure. All right, but for now, the first rule is this. Did I add it there? No? In order to see anything, light has to reach your eye. Okay, it has to. Okay, if light does not reach your eye, you are not going to see that thing. Okay, you're absolutely not. So what would that look like in a model? Okay, so looking through models, we have, probably want to have my light source. Right, so this is my lamp. Then I have the eraser. And again, do I have to be right? Is this going to be accurate, 100% like reality? No. I'm just trying to communicate what I've seen. Okay, and I want to draw it in a way that everybody can understand what I saw. That's the whole point of a model. Okay, they're there to redo, they're there to add to. But right now I have my lamp, I have an eraser, and I do know that light is leaving the lamp and going to the eraser. Okay, so that makes sense. So I'm actually going to label this light. From there I have my eye. Now, some of our models stopped here. Some of our models had an eye, we had a light source, and we had that light going onto an object. Okay? This is an incomplete model. And it's an incomplete model because we're not following that first rule. And that first rule is light has to get to our eye. Okay? And so in order to show that, I do need a line, an arrow. Okay? And now I have to figure out, is the line going from my eye to the eraser or from the eraser to my eye? Talk to your partner real quick. This time you can talk to Lorenzo. What do you think? Which way should I put it? Should I put the arrow that way or this way? All right, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Pablo T, what do you think? Should the arrow be going into my eye or at the eraser? To the eye. That's exactly right. Because if I don't have in my model that this light is getting into my eye, I can't see. I cannot actually see the
So it
thing.
goes from the eraser to your eye.
That's why I can see the eraser. There has to be light going from there to my eye. There has to be.
So it's not the eraser.
What's that?
It's not the eraser.
Yeah, because it's not. Is there light coming from the lamp to my eye? Sure. But in order for me to see the eraser, light has to be going from the eraser into my eye. Okay. Juana was involved too, or she is out?
What?
Juana.
No,
She's out. Hi. So, when we get back from break, we're going to revisit a couple of the stations with this idea of, is light okay, from that object, from the lamp, is it getting my eye? Because again, if we go back to the light versus dark, when I put the clipboard on top of the box, is light from the eraser getting in my eye? No, that's why I cannot see it. Okay. So the basics of sight is that light has to be entering our eye. One question before we go on break from somebody. One question. Miguel, yeah.
Let's say like we're in darkness.
Yeah.
I'm not in complete darkness.
Yeah.
But let's say this is the object. And this is darker than the room. Because like this room stands out. Like it will stand out.
If you see it, what does that mean is happening?
A silhouette. Like
But whatever you see, what has to be happening? Light has to be getting to your eye.
let's say like you know like when you're in a room and we're not in complete darkness but
Right.
there's no light.
Yeah.
But this is darker than the room.
Right.
Like you can see the silhouette of this because like it's dark.
Ah, so you see like the shadow it's making?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So why can we see shadows, I guess?
Because it's dark. It's like
I guess we get the light from whatever the wall, right?
Yeah.
So we see everything but the shadow. Maybe we don't actually see shadows. I don't know. Great question. All right, 8 minutes. It is spring, so unfortunate. Ladies, Amelia, Sophia, Carla.
Bonita. Mr. Light, can I eat something inside learning class?
As long as it doesn't have like a wrapper.
Yeah. I just.
Se cayó. Toma. Se cayó uno.
Probably not that. Too many crumbs. Too many crumbs.
Ay,
start? Okay, I didn't want to start. Okay, so we have 5 stations. We have an angle, we have shiny versus dull. I kind of changed the appearance of this, but this is the blocked view. Okay, we have the shadow, and then we have the light versus dark in the back. Hold on there, Isabel. So the idea today is in the next 5 minutes, you just go to 2 of the stations, up to you which one you go to, and you do the following. You write down a claim. So in that station, per station, one claim. Do is light, and I should make this more specific, okay? Because one of the things I realize is this isn't a completely dark room, like Miguel pointed out, right? There's a lot of ambient light, okay? So, for example, if I have a flashlight, right, and you can say it's illuminating the clipboard, and then here, can I see the clipboard? Can I see the clipboard? Yeah, can you guys see the clipboard? Of course you can see the clipboard. There's a ton of light in here. Do I see the light from the flashlight? No. Okay, so there is a difference there. So you do need to think about, is the light from the lamp getting to your eye? Okay? Is that why you're able to see the stuff? Because again, we can't make this pitch black. So you need to say, yes, the light from the lamp reached my eyes, or no, it did not. And then you need some evidence to back up your claim. Okay? What is evidence going to be? Your observation. Okay? You can only see something if, right, that light is there. Okay, and that the light is getting to your eye. But try to think it through, is it getting from the lamp or not? That's where it gets a little bit complicated. Remember this one? You're just blocking the view of the cup with the cardboard. Okay? You're blocking the view of it, you're not blocking the light. And I think that's about it. Any questions before we go? No? Yes, sir. Yeah, what's up? Restroom? Go ahead. Yeah. I mean, this one we're just gonna go again and observe it. Just make an observation today. Yeah, just 2. All right, long shorts. Got 5 minutes to continue.
Hola.
Oh yeah, turn on, sorry. Either way. Again, 2 stations.
Isa, este. Si yo me pongo esto acá. Where? Here. Yo sigo viendo la luz. Pero no, la no puedes ver los pies. ¿No te acuerdas de ayer cómo nos enseñó Light hacia arriba? Mira. No, pero creo que era así.
You're just blocking your view of the cup. You're blocking your view. Like, yeah, you're just blocking your view.
Entonces cuando nos light, reach light.
A ver, Tomás.
Claiming everything.
For 2 stations.
Okay.
2
Now I
stations.
need to ask the question.
You have 3 minutes to do the second station. 3 more minutes. Again, finishing that second station. Bless you. Again, is light from the lamp reaching your eye? What is your evidence to back that up?
Mira, Simon está haciendo un broadcast. Si lo posiciono bien, no veo nada de la luz.
Two more minutes. Finish and back to our seats in about 100 seconds.
No one.
45 seconds, and we'll back at our desk.
This one is not on.
What's that?
This one is not up.
15 seconds. This one's just putting it in front of the cup. That's it. All right, back to our desks. No, I know. You can't see the cup right now. Is light from the cup reaching your eyes? No. That's why you can't see it. Okay, for the next 5 minutes, you're going to find 5 people. You're going to look at their work. They're going to look at yours, your claim and your evidence. Okay, they're going to let you know what they think. Is that good evidence and claim? Or can it be a little bit better? We're just thinking about the idea, not neatness or completeness. Does the idea make sense? Sign your name if you agree. Give them feedback if you don't. Let's go. 5 people. That's just one person. I can't be one of them. 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 No, it's not me.
So here I have my claim, my first claim of light versus dark.
The light.
And
Create
the claim
shadow.
is here because I forgot to put the claim here.
Okay.
Evidence.
So does the light get to your eye in this? From the lamp. So this is all like, does the light from the lamp get to my eye off the object? So which object? Is this one over here? Okay, so is light, guys, is light interacting with this object and going in your eye? So this light has to, again, we're not in a pitch black room. This light does do something. You can see it better. Oh, yeah. Another 3 minutes. Again, try to find 5 people. Two minutes. When Vicente gets back. When Vicente gets back. When Vicente gets back, like as soon as I see him, you can go. I'm sure you do. I believe you. And yet, you have to wait for Vicente. One more minute. And back to our seats. Back to our desk. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so let me explain what to do next. So this all has to do with your model. Okay? So you have two choices based on how you drew your model last class. If your model already shows light leaving the source, connecting with the object, and then going from the object to the eye, great. Okay, draw a new model that shows when you can't see an object. However, if you did not do that, that's great too. We're going to revise. Okay, how do we revise? We change the colors of the arrows, we scratch things out, redo it. Okay, if that's too messy for you or you want to see something else, you can draw a whole new model. We'll call that version 2. Okay, so it's really important that we understand that models can be changed, models can be revised. We're always improving upon our thinking. Okay? So we got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds to do that work, and then we'll move on from there. Again, so on cycle 1, no, we're just at our desk, just at our desk, just at our desk. You don't need to move, Sophia. This is on you, this is on you. So again, you either add or revise your model from the last class, or you draw a new model. And even if you did it, you would draw a model of what you saw. So the new model would would be how I don't see something. So you can maybe erase it and say when I don't see it. On cycle one, the model you did the last class. You either revise it or you do a new one. You have to think. You have to think based on, is the arrow going from the object to my eye? If I don't have that, I need to add that.
¿Alguien tuvo clases de español con yo? Yo. ¿Y está yo? Ay, empieza con yo.
No, contra ti.
No tiene fondo.
2.5 more minutes. What are you working on right now?
Wait,
You got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to do it. Where's the arrow leaving the light? I see a line on this right here. And then I see connect to the object, and then I see go into the eye. Much longer than 20 seconds. Very special. Simple, but we need light source. We need the object that we see, and we need the eye. But where else? The light also needs to interact with the object. I see what you're saying. Where is this light coming from? But it should be. It looks like the light's over here. Label it. We label it. All right, 80 seconds.
Aventurero.
I think so.
You think it's good?
Looks okay. Looks like a work in progress. Looks like you're understanding right now.
But you think that's good?
I think it's what you've done. It's not about being good or not right now. It's about trying to figure out. We're not grading those.
No,
That's not the point.
if you're going to read,
I'm not grading it. I'm grading effort and then getting feedback. Just simple straight. Simple straight. As long as we have an arrow leaving the light, interacting with the object, and going to our eye.
Serious means nothing turns you back to the paper. And the paper
Yeah. Then you have an eye, you have lamp, you have arrow. You might want to label the arrows. Or arrows. Cool. Yeah, you updated it. You revised it. Alright, so at this point at one person who you want to share their model with. Whose models do you want? Whose model do you want to see? Whose model do you want to see? Somebody point. Somebody points. Alright, looks like a lot of us are choosing Julia. Julia, you get to decide whose model gets to go. That's just how I do things. I didn't say she was going to go. I said, who did you want to see? You get to pick. Who do you want to pick? So again, we're not judging if it's right or not. We're looking to see if we understand the evidence. We make observations as to what we see in the model. Come on. Carla. Yeah, just put it under the document. Again, we're not saying is this model correct or not. Is the The idea there, what do we see? Okay, does it make sense? All right, what are some things that you notice as you look at this? Tomas, what's one thing that you observe from this model? One thing you see? You see a lot of light. All right, cool. Sophia, what's something else you see?
Me.
Yeah.
That she is like putting like the shadows.
Okay, you see shadows. Anything else that we notice? Amelia.
It's so good and
We don't want to use qualitative statements like good or bad or anything like that.
that things that we like show like
Okay, cool. One thing that I would say, and this is for all of you to look at your models, there should be an arrow, right, going from the light to the object and from the object to an eye. Okay, so that always shows us that you're seeing something. We always have to have arrows showing that movement of light. We have to have an eye that it's going into. Thank you for your coming up and all that stuff. Alright. At this point, look at your vocabulary. When we go to expand, look at your vocabulary. If you want to make any adjustments to it. You don't need to tell me, you just need to think for yourself. You should have all four of those. The sum definition on it. And we'll firm up these definitions in the second cycle. Remember, one of those things that we look for success is that you check in with do you know stuff or not. Looks like we're probably about 4 minutes early, so we'll get out a little bit early, which is nice. All right, so number one, can you see an object in complete darkness?
no.
Exclamations, I'm confident. Stars, I'm guessing. It's called metacognition. We think about our thinking. Confident is exclamation.
No.
In complete and utter darkness? No. Right? We have to have light reaching our eyes in order to see. What must happen for you to see an object? That big rule. A law. The law of sight. Yeah. Again, light must reach your eye. That is the answer. It's not just light, it's not just your eye. It's that light is reaching your eye.
But it is like going to your eyes. Can it be there has to be light?
There has to be light? No, because once again, can I see the board? I can't right now. No, why not? Because the light is not entering my eye. It's in the back of my head. If I turn this way, now light's reaching my eye. I can see it. Okay, so just light is not good enough. Question 3. If your eyes stay in the same place but light is blocked, can you still see the object? So there's an object, I'm not moving, but light, something blocks the light. Can I still see the object?
It depends.
I'm here. Light is here. I put this here. I haven't moved, but now I've blocked the light. Can I see that object?
No.
And why not? You cannot see the object because the light's not getting to your eye. Is light still getting to your eye? Yes, but not from the object. Not from the object. Fair enough. Number 4. Where does light need to go for seeing to happen? Again, hopefully you're like, man, these questions are repetitive. Yeah. We're trying something new.
That's equation.
We're trying something new.
When we have them
All right, light is getting into our eye. We will have our next big thing on Tuesday. It is going to be a little bit different. There will be a study sheet. I think I've already posted it for most classes on school.
But can you give it to us? I think.
The study sheet?
Yes, please.
Probably not. Because then that's 98 copies I have to print out instead of just a digital one. And number 5. Again, this is up to you. This is your opinion. Which of these stations best shows this idea of light needs to reach our eyes? Hold on. We have the NYC Connect Consequences thing. About light has to get to our eyes. All right, so again, it depends on your thoughts, but it should connect to the idea that does light reach our eyes or not. The reflection on consequences today. What consequences did we notice when light could not reach our eyes? Vicente. Again, when I look in your notebooks and this stuff isn't here, your academic responsibility rate goes down. That's just how this goes. This is being academically responsible, is doing your work.
Right then we didn't have to read the question.
The question, no, just what's the consequence of light not reaching your eye?
You can sit down.
That's
Ready?
consequence.
Ready? Go.
Alright, checking your work. Were you successful today?